Hi, I'm Ivy, and I'd like to take a few minutes to share with you the circle practice of using agreements. As we gather women in circle, it's important that we ensure we are creating a safe container for sharing. One helpful tip for doing this is to create agreements about how you will be in circle together. If you have an ongoing circle, it's good to take time at your first gathering or one of the first gatherings at least to discuss what each person needs in order to feel safe. This list can then be revisited perhaps every 6 to 12 months and or when new women join the circle. If you're doing one-time circles, you may not have the time to set up an in-depth list of agreements. But there are some basic ones you can use to get any circle started and likely keep it safe enough. You might like to start by using the following agreements and then invite the group to add any others they need to have included. The basic agreements I use are from the book The Circle Way by Anne Linnea and Christina Baldwin. They include the following. Agreement number 1. Personal stories are held in confidence. We all know there's nothing worse than having your story told to others and it comes back to you from someone who has no right to know. If you think a personal story needs to be shared, ask the person if they will share it, or alternately, if you can share it on their behalf. If the latter is approved, make sure you have the details of the story correct. Agreement number 2. Ask for what you need and offer what you can. Something as simple as not being able to hear a soft-spoken person can be frustrating. Give people permission to ask for what they need so a request doesn't end up feeling like a personal attack. It may be that your circle is for sharing without feedback, but the speaker would like to invite the wisdom of the circle after her story is told. This ask is easier if we know in advance that it is appropriate to do so. Agreement number 3. Listen with curiosity and compassion. It's often easy to make judgment calls about people. We all do it. But we can shift this by listening with curiosity. Instead of creating a judgment statement in our heads, we can be curious and create a question about why the person might have done or not done something, or how they came to certain understandings. Curiosity prevents judgment, as does compassion. Agreement number 4. Yield to moments of silence. In our Western culture, we aren't always comfortable with sitting in silence and often want to fill it with idle chatter. For some, however, silence is needed to process what we want to say. If we speak too quickly into the silence, we can prevent some people from sharing, and we certainly don't want to do that. As well, when something difficult is being shared, it's good to follow the wise words of Susan Scott. Take a few moments of silence and let the silence do the heavy lifting. Within this silence, if anything needs to be said or done, it will be revealed. Finally, having agreements isn't helpful if people aren't willing to live into them. So it's important that at each meeting, the women are both reminded of the agreements and have an opportunity to affirm that they are willing to abide by them. I hope you find this tip useful and enriching for your next GTW gathering. Happy circling, ladies.